Hey everyone, Scott the Scottman, and we're here to do a driving video today. We are up here in the northern part of the Lower Peninsula of Michigan. We're heading north on US Highway 23. We're in Tawas City right now. It's been quite a while since I filmed the last stretch of 23 this far north in the Michigan. As a matter of fact, I don't think I even did one in 2022. I think it was 2021 when I filmed all the way up to M-55 here, and that's where we're starting this video. So we're starting off here in Tawas City, and we're going to be heading all the way to the north up to Harrisville, Michigan. Which I believe that is M-72 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is a beautiful day out today. It's partly cloudy out and it's a little chilly out. My current thermometer is reading around 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Convert that to Celsius, it's around like -7. However, it is January right now, so this is pretty normal. What isn't normal though is the lack of snow, as you can tell. Because other than maybe just a little light dusting on like the curb or something, it's like there's pretty much not really any snow up here. Because it's been a pretty mild January so far, and we got a traffic light. Oh, and we're technically in East Tawas now. You got downtown East Tawas off to the left there, and then of course go right. You got the nice pier that goes out into the Tawas Bay. It's been a couple of years since I've been over in this area, because I never came over this way in 2022. It's quite a nice area. Like East Tawas is really nice, especially with the bay. And of course there's Tawas Point nearby, which you have Tawas, I think it's Tawas Point State Park, which of course has the beautiful lighthouse and the point which goes out into Lake Huron, which is absolutely beautiful, especially in the summertime. And then there are a lot of parks along the Sable River to the northwest here, especially go up to where Lumberman's Monument is, the Iodeslykos Springs, etc. Oh yeah, here's a sign for Tawas Point State Park. Just make a right turn at this traffic light. And unfortunately, they're going rather slow, so they're having me stop at a traffic light. But the good news is the traffic light was not all that long. And then he got a big boy over there. I've been to that big boy a couple times in my lifetime. Not a very long time. I don't really eat a big boy very often, if much at all, but there's been a couple times that I have been in there. But yeah, this is my first driving video in the state of Michigan in 2023. So all the ones I filmed this year so far have all been in the southern part of the United States. Well, technically the most recent one I filmed was I-75 going north through Cincinnati, and that's technically the Midwest, but close enough. Because yeah, just a week ago I got back from a almost 2-week trip down to Alabama and Mississippi. So I feel like in terms of driving videos, there's been a lack of Michigan content lately, so I figure change things up and film some things in my home state. So yeah, in this video we won't be going all the way up to Alpena. That's like a good 61 miles away. Because again, we're only going to Harrisville. But we will be going through Oscoda though, and that's going to be like 13 miles away. Over in here, this is what I like to call this the outskirts of the Tawas Bay, East Tawas area. So got some dealerships and some like exterior, or not exterior, not the right word choice. Got some businesses that are on the outskirts. Yeah, we're starting to get into some more clouds as we're getting closer back toward the lake. Then one thing I've noticed too is I think a long time ago there used to be a McDonald's back there. Unless I was not seeing it, I may have closed down or something. And I think there even used to be a Taco Bell off to the left there with the gas station, but I think the Taco Bell moved into the city itself. But yeah, as I was saying, it's like no snow on the ground here. So with this being mid-January, this is kind of unusual, especially when you go up to the northern part of the state, because it's not that uncommon to have a lack of snow down like in Metro Detroit, for example, because it could snow and then it can stay on the ground for a couple weeks or so, or even maybe a month, and then it melts. We're up here, it tends to stay on the ground much longer because it's usually a lot colder up here. But again, it's been a very mild January for the most part, because we did have a lot of snow back in late December. We even had a big snowstorm, especially up this way around the holidays, as it also got really cold. But then around the time I was down in Alabama and Mississippi, that's when things got really mild here. All the snow melted. As a matter of fact, although you can't really see because of the cottages, but there's no ice on the lake either. Because one thing I was reading, I think just yesterday, is that there is a lack of ice cover on the Great Lakes right now. Even Lake Erie, which is the lake that tends to freeze over the most out of the 5 Great Lakes, there's hardly any ice on Lake Erie either, and especially not here in Lake Huron. But we could easily get some cold spells and then the lakes will start to freeze over. So we still got quite a bit of winter left to go, but it's like, yeah, it's just weird to not see a lot of, or any ice on the Great Lake here. It's like, yeah, the funny thing is, I usually don't come up to northern Michigan in the winter just because it's like, I have a harder time with the colder weather than I do with the warmer weather. So it's like I'm always freezing when I'm walking around outside. Although I'm planning to do a little bit of that later today. It's cold out right now, but the nice thing is the sun is going to be really out later today. And what's nice is that there's a lack of wind. So like it could be in the 20s with no wind and not feel all that bad. But I forgot what I was trying to say. Oh, but it would not feel that bad because there's no wind. However, let's say it was 10 degrees warmer and it was in the 30s, so above freezing, above it's windy, it's going to feel worse because of that wind chill. Yeah, this area over here, this is a really popular spot, especially in the warmer months where you got a lot of summer cottages and cabins that people stay in. But during the winter time, it's like, with the exception of people who really love the winter, or like they love the snow, or they go snowmobiling or skiing, it's like there may not necessarily be a lot of people up here. So like when you're coming up to northern Michigan, a lot of businesses will be closed, so be warned about that. It's like, heck, I think my dad told me one time that when he's gone up to the Mackinac City area in the off season, a lot of the hotels up there are closed just because they're not getting a lot of tourists going up there. Of course, yeah, it's one thing if you're really close to like a ski resort But I don't really think there are any ski resorts in the, like, along the Lake Huron coastline of northern Michigan. So I feel like all the ski resorts are more on the western side of the peninsula. Because it tends to be a lot hillier over there, like as you go toward like the Tawas City area, because you got like Boyne Mountain, Shaney Creek, Crystal Mountain, all those resorts there. But yeah, what I can see though is I do see some frost in some of the vegetation on the side of the road. Nothing major, but I can see a little bit of it. Plus, I think there was some light snow showers up here yesterday. But yeah, despite the cold temperatures, but again, seasonal, it's going to be a beautiful day today. So it's like that gave me the incentive to come up here. Because yeah, one thing I will say is that Michigan tends to see a lot of cloudy days in the wintertime. So it's like there was like a meme going around where pretty much from around Christmas until just a week ago, there has been no sunlight at all in the state of Michigan. Like, I think it was out in the Grand Rapids area where they were saying that they were seeing like almost 2 weeks, if not more, where they had not seen the sun pop out at all. But yeah, the crazy thing is I was down in Alabama and the sun was out almost every day. So it's like, as I've been telling people, it's like I brought the sunshine back up to Michigan with me. Because since I've been back up to Michigan from the south, so I've been back for a week as I've been recording this video, the sun had been out the majority of the days, even if it only came out for like a half hour. So it's like in the winter times, like when the sun comes out, you can't just stick around inside your house and watch Netflix all day. You have to get out and enjoy it, even if you're just going for a drive, because even just going for a drive or going to a park or something, it's a nice escape. Because yeah, it's like, yeah, that's a nice thing about travel, is that it's a nice little escape from the world, and it's like you need it because it's a great way of getting some positivity, getting some positive energy. It's like, yeah, it's like I was just talking about this just the other night with my very good friend Kelsey. It's like we were both talking about why we enjoy doing content creation, and it's like she was mentioning to me how it's like it's a great escape that she was doing that pretty much ever since she got her driver's license back when she was turning 16. How she used that as a way to escape. And it's like, what was really cool is that it's kind of the same way with me too, is that travel is a great escape for me. And I just remember back when I was 16 years old that when I first got my driver's license, I was eager to get out there and travel, even if it was just going for drives, because it was very therapeutic. And it's like every once in a while I'll tell my parents, all right, I'll out for a drive, and I just go all around the Metro Detroit area and just explore. It's like, that's why when it comes to travel, I even mentioned this a little bit too in my update video that I filmed back in January, or earlier in January, that's like I enjoy making all these different travel videos for you because, well, one, I enjoy making them too, but it's like I encourage you guys to get out there and travel too and explore this wonderful world we have, and also to provide some positive inspiration for you, because travel is an escape. Didn't realize that was a big boy. But look looks like it's been closed for a long time. So again, it's like, yeah, turn off the TV on a nice sunny day like today, get outside. Even if you're having to just be in your car and just going for a little drive. Because with a little bit of sunshine and getting away from it all, you will clear your mind. That's one thing I want to keep doing more of this year, is doing a lot more travels. Doesn't necessarily have to be like longer trips or anything. They could be like just day trips like this, or even just around Metro Detroit. Just getting out of the house, and it's like you don't even have to make travel content or content period. You don't have to necessarily post it on Instagram or TikTok. You could just unplug and just unwind. And we're starting to come into the Oscoda and Sable communities now. I believe we're coming to Sable first, because that's on the south side of the river, and then we go into Oscoda. And I believe at this signal up ahead, if you make a right turn, there should be a pier. I think there's a pier and also a boat ramp out. Oh, also there's a marina too. But I know there's a pier that's near here. I think it's just over by the mouth of the Sable River, which goes out into Lake Huron. Because yeah, right here, this is, yeah, I can see it. So yeah, we're going over the Sable River, which the Sable River starts off to the north of like the Grayling, northwest of Grayling, Michigan. As you cross over it on I-75 and you're going through Grayling, and then off to the west of here, there are all sorts of different like reservoirs and dams. So they got these really nice looking lakes and ponds that are out to the west of here. You got some really cool scenery. Like that's out like where Lumberman's Monument is. And it's a very popular river too for canoeing, kayaking, tubing, different things like that. Although you don't want to think of stuff like that around this time of the year. Be way too cold, and it's been really cold for a while. It might even start to freeze over a little bit. And yeah, make a left turn here. That turns into River Road, and that runs parallel with the Sable River. That'll take you out toward like where Lumberman's Monument is, and it's a very scenic drive, especially in the summertime, and also in the fall too, with the fall color. So yeah, I think we're now starting to get into Oscoda. Oh no, I take that back. East River Road is this traffic light here. So yeah, to go down that River Road I was telling you about, you make a left turn at this traffic light. But yeah, we're technically now in Oscoda. Yeah, you got the sign there. Yeah, the River Road Scenic Byway. Yeah, make a left turn there. That'll take you directly to where you need to go. Although that road I was talking about earlier, you could work your way back to this road. So this is Oscoda. Nice little community that's right along the shores of Lake Huron. You know, there's even, yeah, you can see like a light dusting of snow, but nothing major though. But yeah, people are going. It's like, yeah, people are going really slow right now. And then as we go to the north of the downtown area, it's like, yeah, now we got like some fast food restaurants. We got McDonald's, got Subway. A little small grocery store, Ace Hardware. some gas stations. Even have a KFC and a Taco Bell here too. And I can see Burger King further down that way. Also a Hungry Howie's Pizza. But what was cool is that I even saw a Hungry Howie's Pizza. Hungry Howie's Pizza is very popular around Michigan, especially in Metro Detroit, because it's out of Sterling Heights, Michigan. But what's really funny is that I saw one down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So it's like you got all these Michigan-based pizza chains, and you see them down in the southern United States. Because I've seen Hungry Howie's Pizza, I've seen Jet's Pizza, and of course the more widely known Little Caesars and Domino's Pizza. Another grocery store up here, Family Fare supermarkets. You see those a lot up in the northern part of the state. And yeah, there are a lot of slow-moving vehicles in the left lane, which that's not right. But anyway, we're heading north out of Oscoda, and the next community we'll be coming into will be Harrisville. But we'll have a little bit of a ways to go before then. And another slow-moving vehicle on the left lane. What I'm going to do for this truck is, because I need it, because he's going rather slow, so I'm going to... Because that truck that was originally behind me was trying to pass me up. I'm going to basically trying to get up ahead, but I was trying to see if he can try to get around me, but let's see if I can try to get him to go around me or something, but yeah, it doesn't look like it. Oh well. But yeah, it's like a lot of people moving slowly today. I'm not sure why, but then again, it is a beautiful day. Yep, coming up in about another minute or so, we should get a pretty nice view of Lake Huron, because we're starting to inch a little closer to the lake. And yeah, with a lot of these roadside parks, they tend to close them during the winter. I think the reason for that is because not a lot of people do go up to the northern part of the state, except for like skiing or snowmobiling. And due to the fact that it tends to get colder up here, they don't really want to maintain the bathrooms or anything like that. Because a lot of these roadside parks, they usually have have public restrooms. Oh yeah, they have two roadside parks, but both of them are closed. They'll open back up probably like April or something. And over here to the right, we have Lake Huron. And as I was saying earlier, it is not frozen over here. It is cold out, so I think right along the shore, I could see it's trying to freeze a little bit, but not much. And it's supposed to warm up tomorrow and Monday, like well above freezing, so anything frozen is not going to last. Heck, I think any of the little dusting of snow that's on the ground here, that could easily melt today, if not tomorrow. Although over to the right, I am seeing some piled up like snow and like icebergs though. Although that could have been remnants from December. Buddy, I can see some waves on the lake. Nothing crazy or anything, but it's like, yeah, the funny thing is the wave action I'm seeing on Lake Huron right now, that's more than what I saw in the Gulf of Mexico when I was down in Gulfport, Mississippi. Which is kind of funny. But that's another thing too, it's like, as I hear about this from people, is that when the people think of going to the beach, they don't think of going to the Great Lakes. Well, at this time of the year, it's like you don't think of going to the beach along like Lake Michigan or Lake Huron or anything. Unless you're a photographer or something, but it's like in the summertime when people is like, oh, I want to go to the beach, it's like they always think of going to like Florida or Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, or like Southern California. Like they don't think of going to Lake Michigan or Lake Huron, which there are beaches along the Great Lakes after all, and it's like you'll hear, it's like I'll hear people saying, it's like when people are saying, oh, we're going to the beach today, we're going to, let's say, Grand Haven State Park or Holland State Park. Like that's not the beach. Like it's like you got a body of water, you got sand, people are sunbathing, people are swimming. Oh, we're entering Alcona County now. We just got out of Oscoda County. It's like, how do you define beach? It's like you got, again, as I was saying, you got water, you got sand, you got people swimming, you got people sunbathing. If that's not, it's like it could be, it's Lake Michigan or Lake Huron over here, for example, and it's like, if that's not a beach, I don't know what is. It's like, unless you're trying to say a beach is only the ocean, it has to be salt water. It's like, I don't know how you define the beach like that. It's like, because you can easily have a beach anywhere there's water and typically where there's sand, or even like or it could be like a pebble beach too, because I know like in Croatia, for example, on the Adriatic Sea, there are a lot of beaches that are like pebbles to where they say you have to wear like water shoes to go swimming, so otherwise your feet might get pricked by some pebbles. I don't know, it's like, again, it's like a lot of people don't think of going to the beach as going to the Great Lakes for some reason. Where I tend to disagree with that. It's like a beach along Lake Huron is just as you can define that as a beach just as much as a beach in Virginia Beach or Ocean Beach or even like any of the beaches out in California, like down in San Diego or LA, like Venice Beach or Laguna Beach, Mission Beach, Pacific Beach, like everything along the Pacific coast. But every beach is different though, so it's like you'll get different vibes from a beach along Lake Huron compared to a beach in Southern California, because I will admit they're a lot different and get a lot of different varying scenery at the different beaches. Heck, there's even a variety of beaches in Michigan too. It's like there's a big difference between a lot of the beaches along Lake Huron compared to Lake Michigan. Because what I tend to see is that there are a lot more like sand dunes and a lot more hills over the Lake Michigan side. Because, like, for example, like over at Tawas Point State Park, it's very flat. You don't really see sand dunes there. Where if you go over to the Lake Michigan coast, you'll see sand dunes over like at Holland State Park. Like, you don't even have to see them when it's like, yeah, you definitely see them going up to Sleeping Bear Dunes, but you still see sand dunes even going all the way. You can see sand dunes all the way down to Indiana, because you got Indiana Dunes National Park, which is a beautiful park, by the way. I need to get back over there. But yeah, it's like I don't know, I just get irritated when people say that. It's like I went to the beach at Lake Michigan today, and it's like dude, that's not the beach. It's like, then what do you call it then? I'll say this. It's like when it comes to beaches, no matter where it is, it could be Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, California, Texas, Florida, like along the Atlantic or Pacific coast, or it could be in Indonesia, or heck, even the Caspian Sea, which is an inland sea that's bordered by Russia, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Iran, and Azerbaijan. You got beaches over there too. So wherever there's a big body of water, and you also have an area where people go swimming in, and you got like sand or like a pebble beach, that's a beach. They all are very unique in serenity and beauty. So wherever there's a beach, enjoy it, because it's absolutely beautiful and you'll love it. But yeah, as I've been continuing this video, I have been seeing a little bit more snow on the ground, but again, just a dusting. But yeah, even this far north, this is kind of unusual. Although it wouldn't surprise me if Lake Huron does moderate the temperatures a little bit, because as I've said in past videos, the Great Lakes does moderate the temperatures in the winter. Because when we had that cold spell around Christmas, where things got really cold in Michigan, it was pretty moderate. Because I will say this, because the temperatures down in Indiana and Ohio got much colder than they did here in Michigan. Heck, things were colder in the Metro Detroit area than they were up in northern Michigan. Because the temperatures in Fahrenheit, it was in the single digits in Metro Detroit, but it was in the teens up here. Which normally you think that would get colder as you go north, but thanks to the Great Lakes, that was not the case. And we have four more miles to go till we get to Harrisville. So this video is going to be wrapping up in a few minutes. Because yeah, we'll be filming up to M-72, which goes into downtown Harrisville. So M-72, it goes east and west through the whole lower peninsula of Michigan, although it's not as long as a cross-Michigan highway like M-46, just because it's a lot, the northern part of the mitten, which is like, again, a little description of the lower peninsula of Michigan, it's narrower up here compared to the southern half. But yeah, M-72 starts off in Harrisville, goes west all the way toward Grayling, and then it goes to Kalkaska before it goes to Tawas City, and then ends up in Empire, Michigan, which is basically the area around Sleeping Bear Dunes. But even though there's a lack of snow, like, although there is a little bit of a dusting up here, it's still really nice with the sunshine out today. But after I film this video, I'm going to be heading back down to the Tawas area. I'm going to get some lunch down there, walk around the city for a little bit, then probably head over to the area around Lumberman's Monument. Although I think the monument, the grounds are open, but like a lot of the attractions there are closed, so I'm not going to go there. But Iowa Springs should be open. So I'll be really curious what that looks like in the wintertime. Although it's, with the lack of snow cover, it's like, may not be as pretty, but still, it's a beautiful day. Like when the sun's out, it makes a whole world of difference. Yeah, there's even more snow even here compared to just a few miles back. But again, it's like, as I keep saying, this is unusual to not see this much, or to see just this little. In about another minute, we'll be going by Harrisville State Park, which is a small little state park that's just to the south of Harrisville, where you have like a campground. There's also like a day use area where you got a nice little beach. Again, yes, we have beaches here in Michigan. It's not just on the ocean. But yeah, with it being January, there's not a lot of traffic up here. Just with the exception of people going up north to do like snowmobiling or skiing, or anybody living up here permanently or year round. Not a lot of people are up here. But yeah, I'm glad I came up here today, just because, yeah, also with the sun angle too, because it's more to the south, I was able to film some of those more easterly directions without having to worry about sun glare, so it made things a lot more manageable. And then to film more of 23 going north up toward Alpena, and then eventually up toward Mackinac City, that's more due north or going more to the northwest, so I don't have to worry about that as much. And then here's Harrisville State Park to the right. If I were to go in there right now, I'd probably be the only one, or there may be one other person. The campground might even be closed for the winter. And we are coming into Harrisville now. It's just a little small community, nothing too eventful. And we're going to be coming up to the intersection with M-72, so I'll be ending the video up at the traffic light ahead. It's nice though that they have the gas stations still open though. Alright, so we have made up to M-72 here in Harrisville, so I hope you enjoyed this video of 23 going north from M-55 in Tawas City up to M-72 here in Harrisville. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to click that subscribe button to come along and join me for the venture, and don't forget to click that notification bell so that way you know when a new video is live. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scottman895 here from Harrisville, Michigan.